Everyone's talking about Jaden Daniels, and rightfully so. But what if I told you the Commanders are quietly sitting on a defensive cornerstone who's flying completely under the radar? Smash that like button if you believe in building through both sides of the ball, and subscribe to Commanders HQ for the smartest and most passionate takes on everything Washington football. Let's talk about Quan Martin, a rising star who could become the next face of the Commanders' defense. We all know Jaden Daniels is the guy, the franchise quarterback, the one Commanders fans have been dreaming of for 2 decades. But while Daniels dominates the headlines, there's another name, Quan Martin, who might just be one of the most valuable pieces on the other side of the ball. And the crazy part? Almost nobody's talking about him. Bleacher Report's Moo Moton recently called Martin one of the league's most overlooked potential franchise cornerstones, a guy who's already earning the Commanders' trust, and who might be due for a serious payday as early as next offseason. Let's unpack why this second-year safety from Illinois might be one of the best draft picks Ron Rivera made in his entire tenure. Let's be honest, Ron Rivera's era didn't leave behind a ton of building blocks, but Quan Martin might be the exception. Drafted in the second round in 2023, Martin flashed potential as a rookie, but it was in year 2 where he started truly putting it together. Stepping into a starting role, he showed his value as a versatile, physical, and high IQ defensive back. He's not just a free safety. He can line up in the slot, cover tight ends, roam center field, or crash down to defend the run. That versatility has become his calling card, and it's one of the reasons the Commanders felt comfortable letting Jeremy Chinn walk in free agency. Chinn signed with the Raiders. Martin? He's now the alpha of the safety room in Washington, and he earned it. What makes Quan Martin so valuable? Let's talk production. Pass coverage? Martin was one of Washington's most reliable coverage players in 2024, with a QB rating allowed under 85 when targeted. Versatility? Lined up over 300 snaps at safety and another 150 plus in the slot. Tackling? Rarely missed assignments and played with a physical edge in the box. Even more importantly, he's ascending. The jump from year 1 to year 2 was massive, and if he keeps that pace in 2025, you're looking at a player who could be in Pro Bowl conversations by midseason. And remember, the NFL pays big money for ball hawking, scheme-versatile safeties. Martin's heading in that direction, and Adam Peters is watching closely. Right now, Martin is under contract through 2026, but after this season, he'll be extension eligible. If he delivers in 2025 the way insiders expect, don't be surprised if Peters locks him up early with a long-term deal next spring, just like other franchises do when they identify core pieces on rookie contracts. The Commanders aren't just rebuilding, they're restructuring their culture, and part of that means rewarding homegrown talent that fits the system. Martin fits perfectly in Joe Witt Jr.'s defense. He's rangy, aggressive, smart, and most importantly, he makes plays. If he takes that next leap, you're looking at Washington's next great defensive leader. While Martin's rise is flying under the radar, another high-profile move is front and center in D.C., the total rebuild of the offensive line. It started with the massive trade for Laremy Tunsil, a 3-time Pro Bowler who's expected to lock down the blind side for Jaden Daniels. Some fans raised eyebrows at the move, citing Tunsil's 2024 penalty issues, but the Commanders see something more, a proven veteran with dominant upside. And they didn't stop there. Adam Peters used a first-round pick to draft Josh Conerly Jr., a freak athlete out of Oregon. They also added Nate Herbig in free agency and moved second-year tackle Brandon Coleman inside the left guard. If things go as planned, the 2025 offensive line could feature 4 new starters, giving Jaden Daniels a clean pocket and opening lanes for Austin Eckler in the run game. This isn't just tweaking the O-line, it's a complete transformation. You might be asking, what do Laremy Tunsil and Quan Martin have to do with each other? Simple. They represent both sides of the new Commanders' blueprint. Tunsil is the high-priced, proven veteran, acquired to protect the franchise QB and lead a young offense. Martin is the homegrown ascending defender, a quiet success story becoming the backbone of a new-look secondary. Both are essential. Both are parts of what Adam Peters is building, a foundation that can last. And just like the O-line will need training camp reps to build chemistry, the same goes for the secondary. Martin is no longer the understudy. He's the guy in that defensive backfield, and his growth will be critical to this team's success in 2025. When Joe Theismann talks, Washington listens. The Super Bowl winning quarterback and one of the most respected voices in franchise history appeared on Up and Adams this week with Kay Adams and didn't mince words. Theismann went all in on his support for Terry McLaurin, urging the team to finalize the deal and get number 17 back in the building. That would be a major problem for all of us that appreciate what the Commanders have done, what Terry has done. He's just a great young man, a great leader. He needs to be paid. He needs to be paid right away. And to drive the point home, Theismann compared McLaurin to none other than Jerry Rice. Let that sink in. Not a great Commanders receiver, not one of the better wide receivers in the league, but Jerry freaking Rice, the GOAT. Here's exactly what Joe said. He's faster than people think. To me, he sort of fits into that Jerry Rice category where he's not a burner, doesn't get all the hype, but he's as good as anybody that plays this game. Now, is Joe saying Terry is Jerry Rice? Of course not. But what he is saying is just as powerful. McLaurin is that kind of professional, that kind of leader, that kind of consistent force, the kind of guy who always shows up, runs the right route, makes the tough catch, leads by example, never complains, until now. And that's what makes this standoff so painful for fans to watch. Let's talk facts. Terry McLaurin is entering the final year of his current deal, and he wants a new one. According to ESPN's Jeremy Fowler, McLaurin's not happy with where things stand and has already skipped mandatory minicamp due to the impasse. Fowler also reported that if there's no progress before training camp, McLaurin may sit out. That would be unthinkable just a few months ago. McLaurin has been everything you want for a franchise player since being drafted in 2019. Over 1,000 yards in 5 straight seasons, 77-plus receptions every year, leader in the locker room, fan favorite, trusted by every QB he's played with, including Jaden Daniels. This isn't just the star. This is a foundation piece, and the fact that he's even considering a holdout tells you how deep this contract frustration really runs. This negotiation isn't just about cash. It's about respect. McLaurin's never been a diva. He's never gone public, never taken to social media, never thrown a coach or teammate under the bus. And now when it's her turn to get rewarded, it's dragging on. Quietly, but loud enough to feel like a mistake in the making. Joe Theismann knows it, fans know it, and you better believe the locker room knows it too. Jaden Daniels might be the face of the offense moving forward, but McLaurin is the soul. And if you want to build a winning culture in DC, that's the kind of guy you keep, not play hardball with. So what would it take to lock Terry down? NFL insiders say McLaurin is likely eyeing a 3-year extension worth $30 million per season, putting him in the A.J. Brown and Amon St. Brown tier. Is he worth it? Let's be real. If you're paying $30 million per year for wide receivers like Tyreek Hill, Devontae Adams, and Cooper Kupp, all north of 30 or injury-prone, why wouldn't you pay a 29-year-old Terry McLaurin with elite consistency, durability, and leadership? Not to mention, letting him walk or forcing a trade would destroy the chemistry he's built with Daniels. It would send the wrong message to every young player in that locker room. Adam Peters is building something, but building means protecting what you already have. And right now, that's Terry. Now, here's where it gets uncomfortable. If no deal is reached, the rumors are going to ramp up and fast. Some national outlets have already speculated on possible trade destinations. The Raiders, looking for a true wide receiver 1 to pair with Geno Smith. The Chargers, to give Justin Herbert an outside threat. The Steelers, who still haven't replaced Deontay Johnson opposite DK Metcalf. But make no mistake, Washington doesn't want to trade Terry McLaurin. The front office believes this team can contend, and that belief starts with keeping your stars, not flipping them for day 2 picks. Theismann is right. This needs to be put behind them. The longer it drags on, the more it risks becoming a full-blown distraction heading into camp. So now it's your turn, Commanders HQ fam. Is Quan Martin the most underrated player on the Commanders roster? Should Adam Peters extend him early if he shows out in 2025? And what are your thoughts on the rebuilt offensive line? Are we finally protecting Jaden the right way? Drop your takes down in the comments, hit that like if you're ready for a Martin breakout year, and don't forget to subscribe to Commanders HQ. We've got more player deep dives, training camp updates, and insider news coming every single week. This is your team, this is your channel, and this is just the beginning.